Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Hey, he's got a feeling.
Hey, he's got a feeling.
Ooh, terviola.
Ooh, terviola.
Vio, vio, viola, 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 vio, vio, viola, vio, viola. Hey, ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Hey, he's got his feeling.
Hey, he's got a feeling.
Ooh, ter piano.
Ooh, terpiano.
Bling 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 bling. Vio vio viola 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 vio vio viola vio viola. Hey, ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Hey, he's got his feeling.
Hey, he's got a feeling.
Ooh, ter bagpipes.
Ooh, terpagpipe.
Bling 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 bling. Hey, vio vio viola 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 vio vio viola vio viola. Hey, ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Hey, he's got his feeling.
Hey, he's got a feeling.
Ooh, Tortuga. Oopa 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 pa oopa pa oopa pa oopa 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 pa oopa oopa pa. Bling 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 bling. Let's go! Vio vio viola 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 vio vio viola vio viola. Hey! Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Ich dog wie conductor come from Stravenland.
Hey, he's got his feeling.
Hey, he's got a feeling.
Ooh, third conductor.
Ooh, terconductor.
Oompa 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 pa oompa pa oompa pa oompa 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 pa oompa oompa pa. Bling 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 bling. Let's go! Vio vio viola 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 vio vio viola vio viola. Hey! Sing it, Doug.
Brent, what are you doing?
Oh, hey. Well, you know, in Psalm 148, it talks about all the tame and the wild animals will be worshiping God. So I just thought I would try to get this duck to sing. Let us work. Quack you, quack. Oh, see, she did it. Well, anyways, I thought maybe today's challenge could be, let's put a list of verses out there. Hold on. She wants to be wild. Be wild, duck. There we go. I thought we could maybe give the kids a list of verses and they could read them and interpret something that they could find. So like a scavenger hunt, they could go out and try to find something from that verse. So how about we'll give you guys a list of verses, read them, figure out, what could I find around my house that would fit that description, and then do a little short video showing all those things to us and which one goes to which verse. Use some creativity. Kind of use your brains on this one, not just find the object, but try to be creative and maybe a little bit funny with it. All right, keep it about 30 seconds in length. I want to see your videos tonight or this afternoon, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
know, we've been talking an awful lot about love lately. Past few videos, we've mentioned how we should love our neighbor and how we should treat people kindly yesterday, and just how important it is to be faithful in the little things and so forth. The reason we talk so much about this is because the scripture is very clear. In fact, it says God is love. What does God being love have to do with us and how we treat other people? Well, in 1 John chapter 4, where it says that God is love, he goes on to say that when we practice loving other people, that God's love abides in us. What happens is that when I love other people, when I continually try to be true to who God is, God becomes more real to me every day. If God is love, then when I love other people, God is in me. You know, the whole story of the Bible really is about this relationship between God and us. In the beginning, in the very beginning of the Bible, in Genesis 1, when God demonstrates how he creates mankind and the universe, he talks about this creation of mankind. He placed them in the garden. We've heard the story, some of us, Adam and Eve, and he began to walk in the garden with them and talk with them and have a relationship with them. I think this was God's ultimate design. He loves us. He wants to be with us. You know, through a series of choices and other mistakes that we call sin, our relationship with God was severed. We were separated from him. But that was never God's intent. So throughout the rest of the scripture, God begins to do his work to try to bring man back in a right relationship with him. It's kind of like if you've ever done something to get in trouble, it's not that your parents stopped loving you, but it's that you had to make the thing right that you got in trouble for in the first place. You see, all relationships have a certain set of rules, right? You don't treat people however you want to and get to remain in a right relationship with them. That's especially true with the creator of the universe. And though that part doesn't make sense to us all the time, we can understand this. God is love. And so you may not see him all the time. You may not know him like you want to. But one thing remains clear. If you want to know God more, you've got to love people more. You've got to love people more if you want to know God more. The more we love, the closer we get to God. The more we love, the closer we get to God. As I've been on this hike here, you probably have no clue where I am, and I understand that. In fact, very few people have ever come back here at camp. I'm on the back side of the hill here, just over the hill from where our camp sits. And we don't let campers back here usually. It's not a cleared out path. It's kind of steep, and as you can see, lots of leaves and trees and hard to walk through. And when I show you here in a second, this view, you'll kind of see how it could be dangerous potentially. But the truth is that even though most people have been just on the other side of this hill, that with just a short walk up and over the hill, and if you'd heard how hard I was breathing coming over that hill, you would know it's pretty steep, or maybe I'm pretty out of shape. But just with a little bit of effort and a short walk towards this view, I drew closer and closer to it. And that's kind of how it is with God. You know, you may not know God's love right now, but as you draw closer to him, as you do the things he asks you to do, learn to live a life filled with love, that's the more you get to know God. I brought my kids back here the other day, and we walked not only the trail that you and I just walked on. We walked all the way down through this path to the bottom of this ravine. There was all kinds of ferns growing and neat flowers and lamb's ear and different plants that we had no idea what they were. And though my kids and my wife and I live here, we rarely come over here. We rarely walk this deeply into the woods. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you with today's Devo. If you want to know God more, if you truly want to know God's love, God tells us the way to do that. To know God more, we must love more. The more we love people, the more we know God.
Well, hey there, kiddos. My name is Greg, and I serve on the board at Camp Cottle. Some folks call me Mr. Greg. My kids call me Daddy. My grandkids call me Paul. And Mr. Lee from camp calls me when he needs something. Well, today he called me with a special assignment, and I was so excited. He said, Mr. Greg, I need you to get on the Facebook and watch some videos of some kids doing a contest for us at Camp Cottle. And I thought, that'd be so much fun. Well, when I got started and I watched you guys, and he said, you got to pick one that's the best, I was torn up inside. How can I say that one of these kids is better than the other? All your videos were so good. Well, what I decided today was, yeah, there is one winner, but the rest of y'all tied for second. Well, let me look at my notes because there was so much to choose from. Hey, anytime someone's playing a guitar, that is a great thing. I love the country music songs you can't miss when you sing a song about a wagon wheel. And that little Power Ranger guy, oh, he was strong and stout looking. That was a hard choice. And you girls that are dancing, y'all were so pretty. And I love me a good musical. My wife and I watched that musical with the Wolverine in it a couple times, and that has some great songs in it. And that little fellow with the peanut butter, that was great. And I said, this has got to be a winner. But the more I watched it, the hungrier I got. And I thought, well, he can't win doing that. And Olaf and Anna, and then another Olaf, y'all were so good. And when Anna and Olaf hugged at the end of that song, it just brought tears to my eyes. But then I was cheered up by those headbanging chipmunks. You guys are so funny. But it came down to this today, kiddos. There's a little girl, and they told me her name is Ruby Brooks. But her name can't be Ruby. Her name must be Ariel, because she sang that song by the Little Mermaid, and she looked and sounded just like her. Her timing was so good, and that song is so beautiful. And it reminded me when my little girls and I would watch that movie with their mama a long time ago. It was so special to us. But Ruby, you did a wonderful job, and today you are the winner.